decided to throw something up there. Been kind of a tough week for me this week. I got a hold of some lunch meat that apparently uh, was spoiled. And the heck of it is, when I picked it up, I was careful that it had been prepared that day. I bought it at a box store. They have their own deli department there, and they slice it up. They put it in a plastic bag, put a date on it, and the amount of weight and what it is. And I'm very careful about making sure I pick up only what's been sliced that day, not sometime before it, or and that I don't run over the dates that are on there for when it has to be used by. Uh, Prepared meats, lunch meats like that, cold meat, has a tendency to spoil very quickly, especially if it's not handled correctly. Well, in this case, I got home that day and decided to have a sandwich made out of it. And I had some, I use this honey mustard. I like that on there. And by the way, the whole meat was ham. And normally ham lasts a lot longer than other meats because it's a cured meat. And I didn't think anything of it. It had a little bit of a tang to it, but I thought that was just the mustard. It has a little heat as it is naturally. But man, did I pay for it. Everything was gone out of me that night. It just didn't take long. And I was pretty sick the next day. And of course, I didn't get much sleep. I think I ended up with less than 2 hours. And the next day, I tried to take a nap here and there. But then I got to feeling better. And I thought, well, man, I learned a lesson there, right? Well, I got to thinking about it, looking at it. I said, well, the meat's the right date, and it didn't smell bad. So I thought, well, it has to be the condiment then. I'd had the condiment down there in Florida. I brought it back in my travel trailer. Although it was kept cold the whole time, you can have things go bad. I could have left it out a little bit too long, although I've never had mustard go bad on me before. So I decided, well, I'm going to have another sandwich. It had been about 3 days. Actually, it was the fourth day. And made me another sandwich. But this time I used Miracle Whip instead of the mustard. And put it on there. Had that and a glass of milk and some cheesecake. And sat down and tasted okay. And then all of a sudden, I was getting this tingly bite all over my tongue. I thought, oh no, I've been through this before. And I thought, I'm going to go through this again. Sure enough, went right through me. And this time, my stomach was bloated, and how all the noises it makes, and it was sore. Oh Lord, what a miserable, miserable night. And the next day wasn't any better. I just couldn't get any sleep. Now I'm going 4 or 5 days with an hour or two sleep a day and maybe an hour nap during the whenever I could sit down and sit around for a little bit. It was probably one of the worst times I've had. But then this next night, I never thought about it, but I was getting dehydrated. So here comes the next round of things that happen to you when you don't keep hydrated. I woke up about 1:30, 2 in the morning, and my legs were cramped from the knees down. I had these knots all over, and I couldn't straighten my legs out. And I didn't carry I usually have liniment back there in my nightstand. I didn't have it. It was out in my nightstand by my easy chair in the living room. I didn't have my phone back there, and I couldn't move hardly. I did my best. I got close to the edge of the bed, thought, well, maybe if I can get my feet down the ground and put a little weight on them, maybe I can start working my legs a little better. It took me probably over a half hour before I could even begin to even think about getting my legs over the edge of the bed. In the meantime, I've never went through that much pain with Charlie horses or that many Charlie horses in my entire life. And I was truly dehydrated. Now I don't know what it's like to be alone. Not having my wife there to help out. I truly had a tough week this week, a really tough week. But I did finally get up, and I used some liniment that I've got out there, and there's a couple different types. I used it all, and I started feeling better after a little bit. I took some painkillers, and finally I was able to get back into the bedroom and lay down. But I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And yesterday I didn't eat hardly anything. Then a neighbor called me up and asked me if I was getting any better, and I said, not really, I'm just trying to get around. And so her husband brought over some watermelon, said this will help you out a little bit. And they called later and asked me if I wanted something to eat, and I'd only had one solid meal, which was the night before, in almost a week. It happened to be a McDonald's meal from McDonald's, and I'd had that at supper the night before. Finally, I think I'm cured. This morning I got up and I was sore. Oh my Lord, everywhere. I've still got a little bit of soreness here and there. My back even had knots in it. It was so bad. And I've been drinking a little bit of liquids, trying to get back to normal. I even had a shake, so we'll see how it goes. I feel a lot better, to tell you the truth, but it's a good thing I've got neighbors. The other neighbor called up and wanted to know how I was doing, and she was getting ready to go to out of state. And she said she'd gladly go to the store and pick up anything I need and bring it back to me. Before she left, I told her I didn't think I was going to need it. I had plenty of stuff in the refrigerator. It's just been a rough week. I think I'm over the worst of it. I haven't had any problems today. My stomach is queasy, but not to the point of emptying it out. And I've only had to run to the bathroom once, and that was earlier today. Right now I seem to be okay. I can sit in one place over an hour before I have to take a trip. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be back to normal very shortly. What I don't understand is, the second time around, I probably shouldn't have ate anything at all. Meat, when it goes bad, especially lunch meat, it goes right through you quick. And so does condiments, ketchup or mustard. If it goes bad, you're in dire trouble if you're not, don't have a way of getting hydrated again. As it was, it definitely was the meat. And now I can smell just a little bit of an odor on it. And it is a week old by now. But it didn't have an odor before, and it didn't have what you call bad taste. The only thing that was different about it was it had a little tang and a little bite. But now I know and can recognize it. I have had something do that to me before where it was bad and went right through me, similar to that. It's just that it's a rarity, and very seldom do you ever run into something like that. Most places are pretty good about it, but this is a box store. There's not much you can do about it. You can tell them, oh, I had trouble, and the answer is always, well, nobody else has complained. You're the only one. I'm thinking, that's all you can do about it. You can't. I was glad it wasn't Listeria. Listeria can really nail you. But I'm not going to be buying any meat from them in the near future, or probably never from that store, because I don't trust them. But I am back on the healing. I feel a lot better. My daughter's called me a few times, and making sure I'm still doing okay. So I got plenty of people watching after me, that's for sure. But the one I need the most, of course, is my wife, and that's not going to happen anymore. She's been gone almost a year. Another a little over a week will be a year from when she had her accident. Miss her. I really miss her when something like this happens. But the good Lord took her home. So anyway, that's all I got this week. I thought about just having a little talk this week, but I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing too much other than maybe next week will be a little easier. I know one thing, I can't feel any worse than I did this past week as far as trying to get around. Man, that really knocked me for a loop. Man, I lost a little weight again. Every time I put a little bit back on, something comes along and just knocks the crap out of me. Well, that's it for today. Hope everybody out there is doing fine. The neighbors stepped up to the plate around here again. I couldn't do anything this week, really. The one neighbor come over and mowed my grass again. It's unbelievable how good the people are here in this area. It's a half acre out there, and there's a lot of trimming that has to be done. It's not something you can just go in and out of there in an hour, hour and a half. It takes a good half a day steady going to do it. And when the temperatures get up there, it's a miserable job. I thank the Lord for these people around here. But that's all I got today. I hope everybody out there is doing fine. I haven't got to watch too much on videos out there, so I really don't have a whole lot to say about what's going on and all those dramas out there. It seems like most of them are pretty much repetitive anyway, so it's not like there's something new going on. At least I'm not aware of it. I'm getting to the point now where everything seems so silly. It makes you regress in intelligence just to be listened to them for a half hour. It brings you down to a level you never thought possible. I'm talking about a deficit, not a positive. Well, that's all I got today. May the good Lord bless everybody out there and pray for everybody that needs it. Thankful for anybody that prayed for me, because I surely needed it all this past week. With that, I'm going to let you go. I hope the rest of your weekend is good. And when I get a chance, I'll get on here and do something. I'll try to do it live when I get a chance. I really don't feel like it. I'm still not quite back up to normal. So see you when I can.